Question 4. How did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? Throughout my planning and research, I used a variety of media technologies to help me. YouTube was a significant platform that I used, mostly for watching trailers to gain inspiration and to identify genre elements within my chosen genre, and to watch tutorials to guide the construction of my products, including how to film a fight scene. Watching these videos made the production and editing of my products more efficient and informed. In class, we had access to DVDs from Practical Photography magazine. I used one of the DVDs to conduct research into lighting my shots, which helped me during the filming of my trailer, as I had great knowledge on the positions to place a light to create a particular mood. I also used YouTube to upload a box plot that I created regarding social media. This was convenient as it was easy to access the video at any stage of the production. The blogging site WordPress also helped me with this, as every piece of planning and research I conducted was uploaded onto there. This helped me to track my progress and also kept all of my research in one place that I could access anywhere due to the cloud storage. To conduct my audience primary research, I used Google Forms, which allowed me to create an interactive questionnaire form that I could embed onto the WordPress blog. This meant that my audience could fill the questionnaire in online, making it more convenient for them. During my planning and research, I used the internet as a research tool consistently, using different websites to create my genre research and Google Images to help to create my genre mood board at the beginning of the planning stage. During the construction stage of my cross-media package, I used software such as Final Cut Pro X to create my film trailer and Adobe Photoshop to create my film poster and magazine. To create the utility bills that feature at the beginning of my trailer, I used the internet to find sample letters and used Photoshop to rub out the sample watermark using the eraser tool, changing the names, addresses and amount of money using the text tool to my characters' names and situation. This made the prop seem more realistic to the viewer. A tool that I used frequently on Final Cut Pro X was the blade tool, using letter B as a shortcut. I used this to cut frames out of action shots such as the punch and the wall slam, and as a quick way to cut the duration of a shot. I also used the blade tool to cut the duration of audio such as sound effects. Another tool I used frequently was the colour matching board. I used this to create a subtle blue effect over the entire trailer to create a tense and sullen mood, and used the tool to make some of my shots more dark toned to connote the social realism genre and the sense of danger that surrounds the antagonist and key events such as the kidnapping. To do this, I highlighted the particular shot that I desired and clicked on the Enhancements menu, then Show Colour Board, and then turned the exposure levels down by turning the shadows toggle up slightly. I turned the saturation midtones up also to create a more neutral and limited palette across the trailer. To create the blue filter, I used the colour grid to toggle the colour to a slight cool blue shade. To make the audio effect of a phone call in the narrative, I placed the audio filter of a television over the top of the desired audio clip by dragging it from the soundboard. I did this so that it is clear to the viewers that the characters are having a diegetic phone conversation rather than a non-diegetic voiceover. To create the captions and reviews in the trailer, I went into the titles menu and used 2 different titles throughout my trailer. I used these 2 different titles to match the pace of my trailer. During the beginning of the trailer, I used the title with the slow movement, and during the action part of the trailer, I used text with a fast-paced slide-in to match the pace of the soundtrack. I used Adobe Photoshop to create my film magazine and poster. To create the film poster image, I used the Refine Edge tool to cut around the 2 images of my characters, as it cuts around fine bits of hair more efficiently than using the Magic Wand tool. I then brought the saturation and brightness levels down on the image to make a more neutral palette and dark undertones to connote the disruption narrative stage. I have used technologies such as Final Cut Pro X, Powtoon and Prezi to present the evaluation stage of my cross-media package. I have used Final Cut Pro to present evaluation questions 1 and 4, as question 1 requires me to discuss all 3 texts as a whole, and question 4 requires me to demonstrate how I use certain techniques and technologies throughout the process, meaning that I would need to upload screen recordings. I have used Prezi for question 2, as it allows me to use text to present my evaluations and upload images and screenshots of audience feedback. I decided to use Powtoon for question 3 as it allows me to display visuals, however in a more alternative and fun way than a Prezi presentation.